Hey, 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 everybody. Oh my gosh, that echo is going to bug me. Um, Thank you for being here. Hi, Frank and Jackie from Manteca, California. Is that echo like horrible because I cannot get this any I've tried everything and I can't get rid of that echo. So, um let me know if that's like kind of annoying and I will just get rid of that camera. So today we are going to be working on a fabric panel. It's just a sew in, so just, drop in whenever you can, and you can work on whatever project you have going on. So, that is what we are going to be working on today. I probably should have sent in um, a reminder email, and I did not get that out. So I apologize if you're watching the replay and wondering how come I didn't know she was going live. I'm trying to go live every Saturday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. So I didn't send an email today because I'm trying to see if, I don't want to have to keep bugging you guys. I guess I could, but part of me is like, feels like I'm bothering people, and I know I shouldn't feel like that. Um, but thank you for being here. Let me know, pop in the comments and say hello. Let me know where you're joining us from and what you're going to be sewing on today, or if you're just going to be hanging out and watching me quilt. So let me show you what I'm going to be working on. And seriously, if that echo is too much, oh, okay, you got the YouTube notification? Yeah. I usually send out a whole email to my list, and I did not get to that today. So that's okay. We will continue to just quilt along. And I'm going to switch my camera. Let's see. Oopsie, add to stage. I'm going to take this one. Oh, you're working on an improv fish quilt? That's cool. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna move this one. Which one am I trying to get rid of? I don't want this one up here yet. So let me get rid of this one for now. Okay, so I'm gonna be working on this fabric panel. And I have a couple of threads choices. I'm going to be using a lot of different threads on this project. I'm going to be switching out quite a bit. Hi, Linda. Thanks for being here. Oh, you were busy looking for my message. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll start sending weekly reminders so that you guys know that I am here and this is what I'm doing. So yeah, I should have done that. So I apologize for not sending out the notification. But so this is what I'm doing. I have a bunch of different colors. I know that I'm going to be switching out a lot. Before the call, I was trying to pick some of the colors that I'm going to be using in here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the hair, and I'm just going to use this red in this hair area all right here. And first I was thinking about doing one single design in all the hair, but because it's different colors, I think I want to switch out my colors, and I don't think I'm going to do one design. I think I want to do a little bit of a doodle quilting all in this red area here. So I'm going to load my thread into my machine and get started with the red. So I'm going to be all in the way of the camera. I might move this one. I'm going to get rid of this one because that echo is bugging the heck out of me. So let's see here. I'm going to just add you at a different angle so that you're looking at my machine as I do the rethreading. I'm putting the thread into I'm using my Baby Lock Regent here. I'll move that out of the way. Apologize for all the close-up. I'm going to just put this in here. I'm going to go around, down, over. Okay. And in. Got the needle threaded on the first try being on camera. Lucky me. Scoot this up towards me a bit. Okay. One quick second here. I am going to, let's see. Sorry, I'm messing with the computer. I'm going to, gosh darn it. Okay. Oopsie. Sorry. Give me one quick second here. I was going to just send a quick email so that I'm super fast. So did you guys have a nice week this week? Still enjoying the hot weather from the summer heat that's been blasting? It's still been pretty warm here. We've had like drought conditions. We haven't had a lot of rain. We had like some scattered rain over some of the area, but not a lot. Okay. So move this over. I always get a little not knowing where to start because this has like so many splotches of color, and I'm going to just do this main area. There's like red here. There's a little bit of red over in here, red in the headband. But let's just get started. And I did wind a bobbin that has like navy thread and one with gray thread. So I'm going to see how this looks. If my white thread, I do a lot of white thread. So if that starts poking up into the front, then I'll switch out to another color, but I usually always have my bobbins in like a neutral color. So one here, here, copy. I'm going to move my camera so it's just on to the needle. Okay, how do I maximize? Woohoo! That looks really big. It looks, I mean, usually when I'm filming, I'm doing portrait, and this is like, just seems gigantic with that wide view. Oh. Okay. Sorry, you guys. Segments. Save. Continue. Okay, so I'm going to do, I should have done a little piece of paper, but I'm going to do like my doodling. When I doodle, for some reason, I always like to get started with a feather. I don't know why, but that's just me. Now that I've locked my, oops, I should have moved all that thread off of the, just throw that down here on the floor where nobody can see it. And I'm going to start, oh goodness. Oh, yeah, look at that. I don't know if you can see that, if I can get up too close, but it's, you can see the white poking through. So I'm going to just lock my threads here. Also, the tension feels a little tight. I'm going to loosen that up a tad. I'm going to replace this bobbin with, oops, I didn't cut the bobbin one off. Yeah, see, I got the lovely white thread in the back, because usually all of my backing fabric, it's just easier. You know, my backing fabric is usually a light color, and I tend to use a lot of neutral backgrounds in the top of my quilt, so that always works. So I don't know if I want dark or if I want the gray. I don't know if I think I'm just going to go with this navy blue and put that in there and see how that does. Frank and Jackie, you use bone in the bobbin unless it's a very dark project. Yeah. Linda says, fully cooled off here. Just finished a double wedding ring quilt and I'm looking for a smaller project. Oh, Frankie says 102 today where she is. I have never done a wedding ring quilt and they are so pretty and I would love to, it's on the bucket list. They are so cool. I just gotta, my bobbin's a little dirty. So kudos to you for making a wedding ring quilt because those are quite time consuming, but they do look cool. I hate when I'm all ready to get started and then you got those issues with um, bobbin or thread or what have you. All that nice fuzz from the, oh well. I should have lint rolled. Let's see how this works. Okay. Alrighty. I'm gonna get started and make this into a feather. Yeah, that's better. It's weird. I think the tension was too tight also because I'm not seeing the black come through at all. So oops, just continue on. Echo my feather. Big fan of echoing. Down here a little bit. When I'm working with multiple colors on a piece that has all these different colors around it, I try as best as I can to keep inside that color with the thread that matches as close as I can. If I go out into like this black area, I'm not too concerned with it. That's horrible. But like I said, I try to stay in that red area as best as I can, but I'm not going to freak out if I don't have it exactly in there. When I'm doodle quilting, echoing is your friend. I don't know how well that is showing up. Let me see if you can. I try to echo a lot when I am doodle quilting. It helps to expand the design, if you will, and take up some space. It's also a chance for me to think about what I want to do next. If I don't have a plan, I don't usually have a plan. I'm just kind of stitching wherever, but with doodle quilting, the echoing helps me to kind of think, okay, what do I want to put here? Let me just echo until I come and find something that I want to add there. I do like hearts and I like flowers when I am doodle quilting. Uh-oh, thread break. Dang it. Get this back in here. I'm going to, sometimes I don't know why, but when my thread breaks on top, if I don't redo the bottom, the bobbin thread, if I don't just go ahead and break that and then I keep on going, it'll tend to break again. I don't know why that is. So I'm just going to cut my bobbin thread, start fresh, and bring my thread back up here. Any old place I want, since it's kind of, I do try to, when I break my thread and I have to come back to the stitching, I do start about a ½ inch or so into where I had already stitched. I will stitch over that to kind of reinforce the stitching where it broke, and then I just continue on with my design. What am I doing here? Let's do a rainbow. That blends so well, almost too well. Do some little clamshells off of this, and then just echo that again. My motto is when in doubt, swirl it out. So if I can't think of what I want to put somewhere, I will just put a swirl, which is craziness. Hey, Marcia from North Carolina. Thanks for coming here and sewing in with us. It's hard for me to talk and think about what I want to put in my next spot, what next design. Also, I wish I could get that a little bit closer. I don't know if you can, if that's too far away for you guys to see what I'm stitching because the color is so matchy with the red. Just do another feather here. The fun part about doodle quilting is you can do whatever you want. There is no rule. You can put as many designs together as you like. That is pretty hard to see. I'm going to scoot this in a little bit. See if that helps a little because I know it's hard for me to even see that. That darn red. Okay, so I did the leaf. I'm going to, I do like to mix in straight and curved designs when I'm doodle quilting. I don't usually just stick to one thing, to all curves. Like I say, it's an open game. Here, make some zigzags off of here. And then echo those zigzags. Also do a lot of pebbles when I'm doodle quilting. Helps to fill in those awkward spaces that maybe are too small to fit any kind of bigger design. So I'll just put in some pebbles and that'll help to take up that area. You kind of see the stitching there. So I'm going to keep on keeping on. Come up here and make a flower. I'm already seeing I'm getting myself back into a corner. I have this area that I didn't fill in first, but I'll come back to it. Just come out between those and just kind of echo that. Oh my gosh. I just stitched over my previous line because I couldn't see that red and red is matching so good that I stitched over my design. Oh well. Let's just put in another feather up here. I'm just going to make a spine and come down. Fill this in. Trying to stay in that red area. Down. I'm going to have a little bit of a thread build up there in my spine, but that's okay. Hands are getting away away from me a little bit. And when you're doodle quilting, it's okay if you just tend to repeat the same designs over and over. If you have some designs that you're just more comfortable with, just go ahead and use them. It's totally fine. I do get stumped a lot when I'm doodle quilting. When I'm filming it, you don't see that I'm stopping and thinking of what I want to put next because it's all in one nice Instagram reel and everything's spliced together and it looks like I knew exactly what I was doing when I set out, but I don't. So, hey Matt, thanks for being here. Hi Donna from Mississippi. Thank you guys. Let's see. What do I want to do next? Just make a couple of swirls in here. Make some like the elongated swirls are a good space filler. And then I just fill in with some arcs from one design to the next to take up that space. I do use a lot of swirls. I probably should mix it up more, but no biggie. Do some serpentine lines and make a little bit of a flame design. Let's see how far I'm coming in here. Can't see. Twist this around. Even though I'm getting up to this pink area, I still think I'm just going to fill it in with the red. It's got some red in that pink area, so it'll be fine. I think you'll be able to see what I'm doing better. Make a card in here. Echo. I like doing pebbles because you can add swirls in with it. You can mix it up. It doesn't have to just be straight pebbles. It could be like a circle and a circle. So you could do like a couple of different variations of pebbles and it all looks really nice together. Let me do a few more. More of those straight lines. Just kind of echo, do a rectangle and echo around it any old way. Did I miss a spot? Oh, I sure did. Come in here, fill this in. Also kind of nice because you can't tell if you are, it's okay if you have to stitch over your design multiple times when you're doodle quilting. Don't have to be as careful. Oops. Let's do like doing the rainbows because you can make like these big arcs and then come back and fill them in with a design. One more. And then I like to come back in and fill it in with some pebbles or some straight lines. Or if you're making your lines farther apart, you can add different border designs or ribbon candy or something like that in between there. My space is a little small. I'm just going to do some zigzaggies. Come back out. Looks kind of cool. All right. Just lose my train of thought. That means I should just put in another feather somewhere, I guess, huh? Only one right here. I'm gonna come back. My feathers are usually one-sided. I like doing the swirl feather. I should have put something on the inside of that feather, but that's okay. There's no rules. I'm going to come around and add in with some randomness. A spot over here. I don't want to get too far into that orange area since it's kind of segmenting into that new color. I'm definitely going to put orange thread in here. So I'm just going to come back through and do this outer. I guess since I just got this little spot left, I'm going to just do another feather coming up here. Up and down. And then just do those serpentine lines again to make these kind of fiery looking feather cones. Flame looking. If I could do this upside down, let's see. A little bit slower. Okay, done with the red in that area. So let's break this thread. Oops, sorry about that. Moving the camera, hitting the camera. Cool. Let's get a little bit of you can kind of see the texture in that area with that red thread, even though it's red on red, but it's just kind of fun. I feel like since this panel is more abstract, that I want to do more abstract kind of design and not put the same design everywhere. Nothing, not saying you can't. I mean, you can even do an edge to edge design on your panels and it's totally fine. You don't have to be extra and custom quilt the whole thing. It's just in what you're comfortable with and what you're trying to uh, achieve. Frank and Jackie, do you ever plan before or do you always quilt on the fly? So helpful to hear your thought process. I'm sure I couldn't quilt and talk at the same time. um, Jackie, I don't know, Frank and Jackie, I don't know which one you are, but I do not always plan, especially when I'm doing a panel that has so many different areas like this one does. I tend to do more on the fly. There might be some areas I do lay the panel out and I'll look at it and I'll think, um, this design would look really good in this area. And then, but I don't do that for the entire thing, especially if I want to. Oh, hi Jackie. Oh, okay, the former Star Wars name. Good to have you here. Glad you let me know that. Thank you. um, but yeah, so like when I was initially looking at this, I wanted to do this kind of terrain looking design in her face in this yellow area. And I do still think that I am going to do that. Where did I put my bright yellow thread? Ugh. I had this bright yellow thread and I wanted to do this design. Hold on one second. I just had to grab a piece of paper because I want to show you what I want to do in this yellow area of the face, which is a really fun design that I learned from Linda Dyack. I don't know, Linda Dyack Quilts. She's like amazing. If you ever get a chance to look her up, her quilts are just phenomenal. They're like, she does kind of the collage quilting and then she does but she bases them on like real life images that are like so cool. And she taught this design at my last quilting summit, the very first one I had. And I have been loving this design ever since. And let me show you how it goes. Yeah, I'll just write her name in here real quick so you can, Linda Dyack Quilts. Really cool. But I'm going to do like an L-shaped design and I'm just going to keep echoing that L shape. So I'm going to kind of like make a L. I don't know if that shows up very well. Let me see here. So I make a L shape and then I just echo this L shape for as many times as I want to. And when I'm ready, I can make a new one in another direction. And I just keep on echoing that as many times as I want to. Make another one in a whole nother direction and just echo. So it's just these V's and L's. And I do this a lot on my backgrounds when I'm doing like my thread painting. This is what I do to fill in the background because it's like super fast and there's like no rule. If you're going along and you happen to, cross over, no big deal. Just kind of keep on going. And because sometimes when you're making this design, you're going to get stuck or in a corner. You might work yourself into a corner and there's no way to get out except for to cross over a line. So it's a really fun design. And if you cross over a line, nobody's going to know because it's such a busy pattern. So that is what I want to do in the face in this yellow area. And I'm hoping it looks good. Let's try it. Let's just do it. Going for it. I'm going to switch out the red. The other thing when I'm working on a panel with a lot of colors, I get tired of the color. And even though there's more red areas in the quilt, I'm already bored and I want to move on to a new color. So I'm going to, I switch back and forth a lot. So that's just me. You know, when you're doing something, you can leave it in and color in all the same areas. Like when you're using a crayon in a coloring book, and every spot that you want to make blue, you color all those spots in first. But I get bored. So, but I really like how that looks. I like the texture. So let's switch out to the yellow, and then I'm going to do this design in the yellow. So take this out, and I'm just using, I have tons of Aurifil thread. So most everything I'm using for this one is the Aurifil. I do have tons of Glide. I have a bunch of Glide a bunch of Glide also, but I don't think I have any that's the exact color. Well, I did have that blue. Where'd that blue go? Oh, well. Okay. Oh, yeah. This one, I thought, I really like this color. Haven't even opened it yet, but I might use that in the headband and in some of the other blue areas. That's going to be kind of cool. Okay, I took that yellow thread out of my, oh, looky there, it's on the floor. Oh, Jackie, yeah, it is like rainbow, like echoing rainbows, but like in a different shape, you know, just like a L or V, but exactly like a rainbow. I love this color. Gosh dang it, where's there we go. I used this on a quilt that I just finished, and all I did on it was stippling. Let's switch you back over this way so at least you can look at the machine instead of at me while I'm threading the machine. Mine has like these, I don't know, this guide here has like 3 holes in it. And I've been asked before, why do I only go through 2 of the holes instead of all 3? And the reason is when I got the machine, I was having a little bit of thread tension issues. And I went to the Baby Lock retailer and I saw how they were threading their machine. I looked to see what they had their tension dials set at, and I set mine the exact same way. And so I only go through the 2 holes here because that's what they were doing. And I find that it works. I'm sure it's fine if I do all 3 of the holes, but you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. When I find something that works, then it's staying like that, especially when it comes to tension, because none of us love tension issues. So let's get that. Okay. And the other fun thing about this design is that you can make the spaces as close together or as far apart as you want. So there's no rule on the width that your lines have to be apart. Okay, I'm a little scared. We're gonna do it. Oh, I always get a little nervous, you know, that first stitch, and then you're like, oh my gosh, is this design gonna look okay? We'll see if the black thread in here is still going to be okay with the yellow. Should be. Like I said, I think earlier my tension was too tight. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you, and you probably saw it if you're on my email list. If you're not on my email list, I do have a link in the description for my newsletter. But the dang it, multitasking. The Free Motion Quilting Summit is open. Registration is open for the summit. And I just want to put a link in here so that, okay, yeah, Mary. Jackie says the first stitch is always nerve-wracking. It is. So the summit starts on August 19th, and it's a free event. We have 21 teachers all teaching a different free motion quilting design or technique. Some of them are teaching, well, you'll see. If you go to the link, it'll show what everybody is teaching, but we've got some, really beginner basic intro type things. And then we've got some ruler work with cross hatching. We've got some more advanced feather designs and fills. We've got, which I'm super excited about this year, is we have free motion embroidery sessions also. We have two different teachers who are teaching free motion embroidery that are like really amazing. And I'm really excited about that. We've got thread sketching. So it's free motion quilting, but there's a lot of different designs that you can learn during this event. Hello, our blessed house from Lansing, Michigan. So yeah, so if you're not already subscribed to my channel, to my YouTube, make sure you do that too, so you can know what's going on and be here with us for the lives. I think next week might be a Q&A session. And also, because I'm a chatty Cathy, I'm also thinking about doing lives every now and again with somebody from the community. I'm going to set up I'll set up like a survey form, but I thought it would be fun to have like one of you come and join me for a live, and you can show us what you're working on too. So I would be working on something, you would have your camera on something that you're working on, and then we could chat back and forth, and you can just kind of get to know the quilters in my YouTube community. I thought that might be a fun kind of change of pace, just to get you a little bit more involved. Let me know what you guys think about that. If you think, no, I don't want to be on camera, which is totally fine, but other people might like to do that. It's just kind of a fun laid back thing, just like this. Okay, we're gonna start with that. I'm gonna make the needle big. Jackie says fun. Let's see, I'm gonna expand this screen. And we're gonna start with that fun design, kind of close to the lip here. So I will come out this way. Ooh, that yellow is bright, isn't it? When you're making this design, it doesn't matter which way you decide to go around, and like left, right, whichever. I want to try to get these ones a little bit closer together, just because it's a small area here. And when I'm doing this, my L's or V's are always curved. I'm not doing hard edges. This one I'm just going to echo on the inside. It's different. Echo, take up some of this room in here. Sometimes I do like a U shape. It's different. I'm going to cut this right here because I really don't want to go over the purple section or this red section. So I'm just going to restart on the other side of the red. Stitches are looking great on the back. This is fabric that I got at Joann's. Rest in peace, Joann's. And it's funny because when I posted a reel and I showed the backing of the quilt, I had several people like, oh, I got that fabric from Joann's. It's like, yeah, me too. They had like the best fabric, I thought, for quilt backing because there was always that cheaper brand. I think it was like Quilter Select or something. And I don't like using designer fabric on the back of my quilt. For some reason, I think it's kind of, I don't know, if I'm going to spend $14 a yard on like a, brand of fabric, I want it to be on the top of the quilt where you're going to see it. Jackie says she likes it so much texture. Cool. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to start again in this bigger area. But yeah, it does look it is fun. And seriously, I use this on my backgrounds so much when I'm thread painting. And even when I'm not, I mean, you can use this as an all over design on your quilt top for like an edge to edge and just make your spacing a little bit wider. And then you're golden. Sometimes I do like a little bit of a cane or a hook. So my L's and D's are not always. I'm just going to go into this red area a little bit. My black thread is kind of poking through. Hard. Oh well, that's all right. It was fine on that other part. In this part, it's kind of poking through in a little bit of the areas. But there's so many different colors in the quilt. I don't think it's, I don't know. Let me do a couple more lines and see what I think. It's just kind of here and there, but I'm going to switch out real quick to the neutral color because I don't, me no likey. And it kind of sucks that I have to switch out the bobbin too if I'm going to be doing multiple. Okay, there it is. If I'm going to be doing multiple colors, I wish I could just keep the same bobbin color in there for the whole thing. But if I leave this black thread in there, or blue, then I'll be mad when I'm done and be like, oh my gosh, why did I do that? Why didn't I just switch out the thread? Why was I so lazy? Which does happen. This way. That bobbin back over here. When I put the bobbin in my machine, I call it the Braille method because I don't take the table. I don't look underneath the table when I'm putting the bobbin in. It's like you've had your machine for so long, you just go by feel and you know exactly where your bobbin is and you hear that click that it's in place and you're like, okay, it's there. So that's my Braille method. Nick asks, am I going to pick out what you have quilted so far? Nope, I am not. I rarely pick out my free motion quilting designs unless it looks horrible, unless I can't live with it. I can live with this. I don't know if you guys can see. That's a little bit better of a view. You can see how it is. That black thread did poke through, but I'm okay. I'm okay with it. So yeah, like I say, I rarely will pick out my thread. Oh, Pauline. Okay, I'm sorry. It's your son's name that's on there. Yeah, Frank or Jackie says it's hard to see. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep on keeping on. I'm going to go finish. Look how lovely that looks without that black poking through. So like I say, I do like U's, I do B's, I do L's, anything. I don't, it's not always an exact L shape or an exact V shape with a curve. And I already know I'm going to get myself worked into a corner here, and then I'll have to leave some space so I can come back down and do the bottom of the face. Again, doesn't matter how many times you decide to echo around your design. Just leave a little bit of space in there. It's just kind of an abstract kind of design. I'm gonna stitch over my lines here so I can just come back in here and fill that up. Sometimes I do a little bit of a wavy line. So it kind of varies on what I do. I think I might just carry this into that orange also. So I'm going to try to work myself back over in here and take up some of that. I'm just going to kind of echo, and get myself back down in here. Because it's an abstract design, there's no, it doesn't really matter if your design looks perfect. If I have more straight lines in here, that's totally fine. These are getting kind of small to fill in this area. Got a little wonky there. I didn't know what I was doing. Here. Echo myself back around and fill in this little orange bit. I mean, I could have gone really crazy and fill in each of these little squares in a different color, but that's a lot. So I'm trying to be a little bit thoughtful on how I decide to fill in what areas. Okay, since this is pink, I think I'll leave this, I don't know. But I want to get back around over here, and I don't want this yellow thread to be in this pink area for her eyeshadow. So I'm just going to kind of stitch my way back in here, even though it's a straight line. No one's going to be able to see. And pick it back up. I mean, there's so many different colors in her face that it would be hard, well, time consuming too, to fill all of those in with a different color. nose. I think I still just want to do, I'm just going to come around and do some of the inside here. That's enough. So then I could do like the darker part in something different just to, I don't want the nose to get blended in with the yellow. I want that definition still of the nose where it's kind of like contoured here. So I don't want to fill this in with yellow because, I don't know, I just think it'll look nicer if I fill this in with a dark color and you still see that contrast of where the nose area is. So that's just my thought process. Finish this out. Sometimes when I'm doing this design, I really just kind of form the design in whatever the space is that I need to fill. Not necessarily always doing a U or a V, just whatever. I don't know what I'm going to do here with, because that's going to be, I don't know. I think the face is I'm going to have to use several different colors because again, we've got like this light pink here where like the blush of the cheek, and I don't want that to be all yellow. Oh, well, that's okay. The lips, I want to make sure I don't stitch over. I definitely want that to be in a dark red or magenta color. Whatever thread I have that matches closely or closest. Okay, I'm going to come down here. I'm going to break my thread, come down and fill in that chin. Oops. Wiggling. And like I say, I move around a lot with the different colors. Sometimes I'm not sure what I want to put there, and so I will break my thread and come back to it when the inspiration for what I want to put in a certain spot hits me. I am loving how that looks. Okay, let's finish in this chin. The chinny chin chin. Hi, Shirley. Oh, Shirley, did you get your, I sent that this week. I don't know if you got your prize from last week's live, but I did send it. So that should be in the mail. Jackie says, looking great. Thanks for the session. Have a great rest of your weekend all. Thanks, Jackie. I'm just going, I planned for this to be just 2 hours, and then I'm going to stop. But it's hard to get all the quilting you want to do in a sew-in in an hour. Or any time of the day. It's like, you just want to keep going and going. So these stitches are getting a little tight there. So cool. Love it. Let's take this part out and see what it, get a little bit of a closer up view. I love this yellow. Like I said, I used it on another quilt and all I did was stippling because I was using my long arm and I wanted to, still trying to get used to that movement on my long arm where I'm moving the machine. So there we go. Does that show up good for you guys? Can you see the, I know there's like that glare from my needle, but so there is that part. I really like it. It's different. I don't know if I should put the red back in and do something here on the face. I don't know what I want to do with the lips. I did this on my last quilt that I did the panel, and it was for that tote bag that I made. And I struggled with the eyeshadow area and the lips, what to do. So I don't know. But since I have this yellow in here, I think I will just go ahead and continue with it in another area. The quilt has, let me make this big again. Maximize, Mary. There we go. This corner up here has lots of yellow. Did you guys see my cool border? I had to fudge this a little bit as I was making it because I had the idea, and I am not good with what do you call these, quarter square triangles or something. I don't know what you call them. I didn't know what size I needed to make it so that it would end up being square. And that was like my biggest challenge when I was putting this border together, was making the triangle section so that it was straight. But I love this. I have a bunch of African print and batik fabrics that are all strips from another quilt that I had made. So I just got out that box of strips and started sewing them together. And then I cut them with a triangle ruler to make a half of a hexagon. So I guess that wouldn't be. Hexagons have only 5, right? Or whatever. This is the shape that I got. Hey, Michelle, thank you. Hi, Marcia. Nick, everybody seems to like that that border. I just loved it. I'm thinking I got to do something else with it because I've got so many of those strips and those batiks left that I should do something more and make some more of these and make another quilt. So so I either can do this section here, this big yellow corner. Like I say, the headband, I'm not sure. I think the majority of this headband is going to be blue. I don't know if I will just carry that into the whole thing or what I'm going to do. Not sure with the cheek bone area. Oh, the hair, I was thinking, my initial thought was just to do pebbles throughout this entire black area of the hair. And I still might do that. And then I've got this big area over here. And immediately what comes to mind here is, because since it's a straight, I'm thinking I might want to do a straight line design. So this, like I say, there's no rule on what you can put where. And I think I do like the idea of doing more of a brick kind of straight line design in this section. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, trapezoid. Thank you, Ronald. I'm not good with my shapes. Hi, Linda from Maryland. Michelle says she likes the backing fabric. Yeah, I was just saying how that was a fabric that I had gotten from Joann's years ago. Shirley, I'm not home, but I think it was supposed to be delivered yesterday. Thank you. Okay, I'm excited to get home and work on it. Yay, thanks. I also acquired 5 customer quilts. Oh, you're going to be a busy bee there, Shirley. Okay, all right. So I'm going to do a brick design in this area. I'm going to start here and work my way. This design is a fun one, and it goes so quick. And again, there's a lot of forgiveness in this one. Okay, where did I put? Oh, there's my gloves. Okay. All right. I don't know if I want to do. Yeah, or do I want to do the? No. Okay. I have to like draw it out with my finger. Do you guys do that too when you're trying to, okay, which direction am I going to go? Am I going to go up first and then, but yeah, I use my finger. I don't have anything over on the side of my table here, which kind of sucks because there's nothing to hold my quilt up. This doesn't go all the way to the wall. And so my quilt tends to fall in that area and bug me. I'd need some kind of really, really skinny table. I don't want my table all the way up against the wall because then it's a little too close for me. Okay, so I'm going to, dang it. Okay, get this up here. I should have used those little clippies that I had and rolled it up there on the side so that it wouldn't go off. But it is what it is. Okay, I'm going to start with my lines. And I just do these like weird kind of triangle shapes all the way around. I need to put back down here for this. And this is one of those straight line designs that you don't need rulers for. You're only going a short distance. So it's okay if your lines aren't completely straight. You're going for straight enough, but it doesn't have to be exact because from a distance, it still looks good. So I just make all these little rectangle shapes. And it's nice because this is one of those designs where you are encouraged to stitch over your previous design. You're just making a whole bunch of squares and rectangles and filling in that space. I will say that a lot of my rectangles tend to always go in the same direction, but I gotta fill this in. That's okay because nobody can see that. It all kind of blends in to make one fun, funky, straight line design. Do you guys use this one in your quilts? And again, you can make your squares and rectangles as far apart or as close together. Linda says, thanks for the refresh. Can't stay for the end. So enjoyable. Thanks for being here, Linda. See you next week if you can make it. We'll be right back here. Is that design? Yeah, you can see that's showing up good on that camera, it looks like. So you can see. But I like this one because it goes really fast. And since you can make these squares any old way you want, cover up that. But I like how that looks. And I've used this on mostly as you can use this as an all over edge to edge design too. Again, you'd probably, you may want to have your lines be a little bit further spaced apart so that you can cover some more ground when you're doing an edge to edge design. And that it doesn't take you as long. But just varying the width or the length of all of your lines is all it takes. Oops. Just kind of filling in the gaps. And that is all it takes. I'm just going to keep on going. I really like this. I just get excited how things turn out. When they turn out how you're hoping that they will. Another thing you can do with your panels, which I had said before when I was doing the last one, is if you want to outline your designs, you can do that too. You can do like an outline and then echo the outline if you want some of the areas to stand out more, and then fill those areas in with your free motion quilting design. So it doesn't always have to be that you are just filling in the design. If you're doing like something custom, you can outline and then fill it in with something, which is totally fine. No rules. It's just in what you like. If you're more OCD, this design might make you a little anxious with not having your lines be straight all the time. Hey, Jan, logging in from the road on a quilt shop hop. Ooh, how fun. I plan to go to a quilt shop after this. I saw a Facebook post for a shop it's called Lion's Quilt Shop. And I thought, I don't have anything going on this afternoon. I'm going to go there. Thank you, Facebook. It said they had 6,000 bolts, I think, of fabric. So, of course, that caught my eye. 6,000 bolts of fabric. Maybe, I don't think it was 600. I'm pretty sure it said 6,000. So I thought, this is a store I got to see because it's got to be like huge. It's an hour away from me, but good, fun little road trip. My sister's going to come with me. But I also need to buy some prizes for Free Motion Quilting Summit. So I want to go and see what kind of things I can find during the summit. On the Facebook group, we have daily prize giveaways. And we also have Baby Lock Sewing is our big sponsor, and they are giving away a Vibrant Serger, a Sew Comfort sewing chair, and a 1-year membership to their Sew Ed. I don't know. So yeah, it's a it's like a video membership, and it's got like tons of different videos on all of their machines and different projects that you can do, different, like attachments that you can use for your feet attachment and things that you could do with the different. So it doesn't really matter if you don't have a Baby Lock machine, because the projects can kind of transfer over to anything that you're sewing with. But if you do have a Baby Lock machine, it's cool because it goes over every single feature on their machines also. This yellow part is getting a little bit lighter as I'm going. It looks like it's not as orange yellow. It's kind of turning into a more of a light yellow in spots. So I think the yellow thread is standing out a little bit more. As I speed along here. We're getting there. Shirley says the Lions shop is nice. I was there a few years ago and helped their economy. I'm sure they appreciated that. Shirley, are you in Colorado, or you were just traveling and saw that, went to that shop? Oops. Getting a little bit into that orange. I don't want to do that. I want to stick with just this yellow area. So that's getting away from me a little bit there. That's okay. It's just a little portion. Trying to not have all these go the same direction. I feel like I'm stitching in the same direction on all of them. I'm trying to mix it up, but my brain wants to go a certain way. It doesn't, you can't really tell once you're done. You can't really see if you're going the same. Your squares are all kind of made the same direction. It just blends in. Loving this texture. I don't know if I missed the, I think I asked if any of you guys had done this design before. It's just really a fun one. made a panel. Since I like working on panels, it was a cowboy panel from, I think it was Riley Blake. They don't make it anymore, but it's a cowboy leaned up against like the side of a barn wall, and I use this design on there for that barn wall. I use it in like a roof area of a panel to kind of mimic shingles. So yeah, starting to go a little faster, and then my lines are getting a little more wonky. That's, that's all right. I don't know about you, but when I'm free motion quilting and I'm starting to get towards the end and I get overly excited and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm almost done. Let me hurry. And then I go too fast, and and then that's when I make mistakes. It's like you see that finish line and you've been going for so long and you just want to hurry up and get there. So all of my quilts have a little bit of probably some wonkiness on them as I get towards the end. I'm trying to be good because I'm on camera for you guys. I'm trying to take my time. Cool. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do when I get to the border of this quilt, how I'm going to quilt it, if I'm going to try to be extra and do something in all of these little strips, because some of the strips are different widths. So I don't know if I'll do something new in each strip or just kind of do some sort of all over in here, and then maybe do the black area, the black triangle, maybe put something different in there, some straight lines. I don't know. So many decisions when you decide to custom quilt, as I'm sure some of you guys that do long arming for a business know. And if you are on here and you do long arming for a business, did I cut that thread there? My bobbin? Yeah. And somebody had asked earlier if I plan or if I kind of just start once I stitch what comes to my head as I start going. If you are on here and you do long arming, or even if you don't do long arming, let me know what you guys do. Do you wait until you get your quilt on the machine to decide what you want to quilt? Or do you have everything planned out before you start? I'd be curious to know. So there's that part. Looks cool. But yeah, see, if you want to outline, I don't know. I thought about it with this one, but it's just kind of so abstract. It's not a clear line that I would be stitching as I stitch around. So that's why I felt I'm just going to quilt and the designs will just butt up right against each other. So let me know what you think of that brick design, if that's something that you're going to try. I really like the texture. Let's see, got a half an hour. I don't know what I'm going to do in there's some more yellow here in the shirt on this shoulder. It might look kind of cool to do, well, I was thinking a feather around the shoulder, and then I don't know what in here. So as I'm thinking about that one, I'm going to move on to another part. I'm wondering if I should do this yellow section over here in the same design, just for a little bit of cohesiveness with my design. If I do the brick design in this corner also, I might do that. Yeah, otherwise, and then as I said, I was thinking of the pebbles in the hair here. Decisions. I do have to say, so far, my favorite part is the face. I'm so glad I did that design. I might continue that same design, but just, switch out the color so that the whole face will be in this kind of terrain looking kind of design, and just switch out and finish it with like the red and then like the pink here. And I think, I don't know what I'll do here for the nose. Yeah, I think that'll look cool as long as it's in the different colors and I do the orange and then the red. All right, okay. Debating if I want to switch color and do something in a different section. I kind of like this orange section. I don't know. I got to stare at this for a quick second, make up my mind. Linda says, I don't really know how to quilt different patterns, so I mostly do straight line quilting or echo quilting. Totally fine. We're here to kind of help you and inspire you to move into a design when you are ready. I've got lots of some beginner designs on my channel. Don't forget to sign up for the Free Motion Quilting Summit because, like I say, it's also, I don't know if I mentioned that it's also free because the all the videos are free for the 3 days. Each video is available for 24 hours. So there's 21 of us. So there's 7 videos each day. And if you think you can get to all of it in one day, there are options that you can upgrade to. But everything is, all the parts, all the 3 days are free, but there's upgrade options as well. I also like that blue. I just love blue. It's my favorite color. Okay, I am going to come back up to this other corner. Uh-oh. Did my camera stay? Why is that not Oh, goodness gracious. I apologize for that, you guys. Stupid internet. Okay. This is such a big section. I almost don't know what happened here. Why am I? This is crazy. Can you guys hear me okay? It says that I'm still streaming, but I was getting this horrible. Oh my gosh. Why is this giving me feedback? Oh, I know why. Okay, good. I think the issue was I stream on StreamYard and I couldn't figure out what was going on. So then I opened up YouTube and then I was getting this feedback delay um, in the audio, but I got rid of the YouTube. Okay, so this area, I'm not 100% sure the if I want to do the brick design because I've already, I don't know. Maybe I should just move on to a different section, a different color. Maybe this blue section because it's so pretty and it looks, oopsie, this thread would look great in here. I could just do swirls and swirl this whole thing out. I'm going to try that. I'm going to put in my glide. This machine doesn't always like glide and it likes to break. So we're going to see if, because we're on camera, if that's going to work in my machine and it's going to play nicely. But I don't know what it is because I love glide. It's glide is a polyester and it's more of a shiny, a glossy kind of fabric or I'm sorry, thread. And I don't know if that's the deal, but it's like luck of the draw with glide thread when I go to use it in my machine. Sometimes it works, but a lot of times it will tend to break. And I just, I adjust my tension, I do all the things, and I just get frustrated and then I stop using it. But I like it works wonders in my long arm. It works fine in the long arm. It's just this one. So let's see what happens. Still got the light colored bobbin, and that should work. I spray basted this quilt together, and I used the spray and bond from Walmart, but I did see I was getting a little bit of residue on the needle. When I use the spray based, I always am, you're kind of always looking in this area at your needle. And whenever I do see that it's starting to kind of gunk up, I will just wipe it off. It doesn't happen very often, but there might be a part on the quilt where I sprayed it and I just was a little heavy handed. But typically it doesn't gunk up my needle like when I use the June Taylor, that stuff gives me lots of issues. Oh, that's got like that gray area. So I think even though I got this gray area here, I'm just, yeah, I'll just work that in. I'll start here and I'll do blue. And then when I get to this section, I'll make it red. So, because it's kind of a weird spot going all the way down here, like a weird gray streak. That's like a little bit of a border. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I will just start in the blue area and not carry it into the gray. See, I just don't know what the heck. Linda says she saw my website and checking out the classes. I also just signed up for the summit. Woohoo! Thank you. It's going to be so fun. I love it. I work full time. I'm a legal secretary. And so this quilting thing is my side gig until I become rich. And the summit, it takes up a lot of time, but I love it. And so I have to take off like all 3 days for the summit so I can just be more engaged with everybody. And we have live Q&As if you're on like the upgraded, if you upgrade to the all access pass or VIP. The teachers, it's like kind of an ask me anything section. We do that each day. And like I say, we do the prizes. So there's a lot going on during the summit. And it's just super fun. And we get people from all over the world. We've got instructors from all over the world and, you know, their audiences. And it's just super fun. Okay, so I'm just going to swirl this out. This reminds me of sky, even though it's on the side. I'm just going to do swirls. Swirls are my favorite. And so I'm just going to add these all throughout the blue area. I'm going to try to keep mine about kind of a tight swirl. Well, let me make this bigger so you can see the whole thing. I wish I could zoom on this, but the way that I attach my camera to here, I can't zoom in. I can only push the camera closer, but I wish I could zoom so that it's a little bit easier to see. The one thing I like about the swirl design is that you can make your swirls as big as you want. You can have the distance, but the lines between each swirl really far apart. And sometimes when I'm working on an edge to edge, I will do all swirls. I won't make them small like this, but I'll make them pretty large. And I kind of have to eyeball how I'm trying to keep the width distance of my swirls consistent because I am making them wider than a 1/4 inch and I can't use my quilting foot as a guide, but it's really fun to do. These ones a little bit, trying to keep them about a 1/4 inch apart. I use this edge of my quilting foot as my guide marker. I know that that is a 1/4 inch from the needle. Getting up to that gray area. Here. Yeah, since the blue has like gray streaks in it, when I get at the end, I'll just make something that's gray, use gray thread and just make a bead all the way down the entire length of the panel. Pebbles in here just because. awkward shape. The machine is starting to sound a little funky. It might need a drink of oil, or the bobbin is getting low. On mine, when the bobbin starts to get lower, it just makes a different kind of sound. It's kind of like your car, when your car is making a weird noise and you're like, I'm not used to hearing that. It's the same way with your machine. I love that. I don't know why I love squirrels so much. Do you guys have a favorite design that you use? Your go-to that you do all the time? That's just your favorite. Can't get enough of it. Oh, and before I jinx myself, my thread hasn't broken. So the glide is doing wonderfully in here right now. That sounds really loud as I scream over the noise. I think it needs oil. I should have oiled it beforehand. I try to oil after every big project that I do on my machine. I've had this machine for how many years? 5 years? Still going strong. Okay, is that the bobbin? Something's going on. Let's see here. It just sounded weird and started stitching. The back stitches look okay, but the top. Check my bobbin, see if it's getting close to the end. Ah, ta-da, I was right. When my bobbin starts sounding like that, then it's time to get a new one. And then I also clean out my bobbin case after each time that I pull out my bobbin. I always clean this out and brush it out. All that lint and stuff makes it really hard to, I just take my brush, as I did, and just wipe it out. I have never adjusted the tension on my bobbin. If you do ever have to adjust the tension on your bobbin, you got that bobbin screw there. But I just never mess with it because I don't usually have, when I usually have a tension issue, it's usually with the top of the machine and not an issue with the bobbin. Yeah, I'm going to switch out threads. I'm going to just throw in this gray. I tend to just use whatever. I don't care that all of the threads on my back are showing as the same color. I do the same thing when I'm piecing. I tend to just use up whatever bobbin I have. And so on this, you can see I ended right here. So I'm going to take and put my needle back in about here because that's when the thread starts looking wonky and loose. So I'm just going to put my needle in here, stitch over that about an inch, and continue on. I'm excited to get this one done. And just yesterday, you guys, I ordered some Halloween panels. I don't know if you're Halloweeny or not, but I have some new patterns some new digital designs that I sent to the fabric company to get some. They're candy skulls. They look really cool. But yeah, I couldn't decide on which one. I'd made two of them, and so I ended up just ordering both of them. And I'll see which ones are more popular, and that's the ones that I will order. They're really cool if you like the Halloween candy skull type thing. I also have the haunted house that you might have seen, or you can see that on my website, which is a fun one. I need to make another one because my nephew's wife loved it and she wants it, and I don't want to give it to her, so now I got to make a duplicate. So I'll just do that. But that's all right. On my Halloween panel, I cut out letters on my Cricut and I fused them to the borders of the quilt to say Happy Halloween. It was an experiment. I'm new to the Cricut, and I left the paper backing on when I put it onto the cutting mat, and then it was kind of a mess as it was cutting, and the paper was coming off, and it was just not great. Do you guys use a Cricut at all? Yeah, so I'm going to do that again, but this time I'm going to fuse it with my fusible web. I can't remember what I use, Heat and Bond, or what's the other one I have? Can't remember. But I'm going to fuse it to the fabric first, take off the paper, and then stick the fabric directly onto the cutting mat this time without the paper, and see how that does. I did get the rotary cutting blade for the Cricut, so all set there. Oops. Getting into that red area. That's such a small red area. I'm just going to stitch over it because it's too small to really worry about and to come in with a new design. Linda, you have a Cricut? Have you cut fabric on your Cricut, Linda? Or do you just use it for other stuff? I'm happy to get any tips you have on cutting fabric on the Cricut. I'm also planning to cut out some stencils with some Mylar and see how that turns out. If that turns out good, then I'll be, my goal is to offer the stencils on my website. Okay, oh yeah, I said I was going to cover over this red. Let's do it. We're going over the red. It's kind of pretty in the blue and the red. That's kind of fun. That really shows up on that. Oops. Oh, that was a horrible swirl. Dang it. When I'm quilting, my extension table has a little bit of a gap between where it's hooked together, and sometimes my fabric gets caught in the gap in my table. And then when I'm trying to pull and move my quilt around, it's like stuck, and then I have to like jerk it, and then I get a really ugly stitch. Linda, when you say you cut out applique, but is it like have the fusible on it? Or no? Is it just, I don't know. I'm just gonna finish out this blue and then I'm done. You can see it. You can hear how I started to speed up. I told you guys, it's just my subconscious. As soon as I start getting towards the end, it's like, oh my gosh, gotta hurry. For no particular reason other than I'm done, but done with that color. But I can't help it. I tend to speed. When my daughter was little and she would always color, she would like color super fast and she's like, done. And I'm like, it's not a race. So that's what I need to tell myself now. Mary, it's not a race. You're just stitching and having a good time. Okay, so there is the blue section all done on that side with the swirls. This is so cool. I'm loving this. I can't wait to keep going with more colors. Linda says, I have to put the fusible paper on back of the fabric. It cuts much better that way. The fabric tends to fray otherwise. Okay. So then you do use the fusible then. So that's good to know. I've got to do that soon with mine. I've got to get that cut. Okay. So I'm done with this for the day. This, we got like 2 minutes left, but I don't have a camera angle where I can show this entire thing. Well, there you see my computer. But yeah. So that's done with the red, this yellow part of the face, and the blue swirlies. Looking cool. I'm so glad that this worked out with the face because I kept thinking, I don't know, is it gonna be okay? Should I leave the face alone? But I'm so glad that that's the design I went with because it really, really helps it pop. Oh, all right. Well, that is it for me, you guys. Thank you for being here. Next week, 10 o'clock Mountain Time, I'm going to do a Q&A. And then after that, I'm not sure, I might do a tutorial or I might do one on specialty threads. So, because I love specialty threads and it's fun to work with, and we could do some demos and you can see how the different threads look on different things. I've got some satin that I bought that I'm going to free motion quilt on. I'm really interested to see how that looks. I also got some pleather from Walmart. I want to like doodle quilt a whole square and turn it into a tote bag, see how that's going to look. But yeah, and doing that using different types of specialty thread on those kinds of fabrics that we don't typically use for piecing, and see how that looks. All right, so if you're not subscribed, remember to do that. Like the video if you could, please. I would appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you next week. And don't forget to sign up for the summit. Make sure you're on my newsletter. Sign up. You can find the link in the description for my newsletter. So make sure you're on that so you get all the latest happenings. So, okay, you guys, thank you. I will see you next time. Michelle says specialty threads, please. Definitely will. So either next week is going to be either the Q&A or the specialty threads, but I'll send a notice this time. And so you'll see that. But okay, go out there and enjoy your Saturday. Have a great weekend. And thank you all. Bye.